Hello there, only one Kenobi here, only one! And this is my next video in my top 5 series. Previously, I showed you 5 cardbacks that were classic returning cards. So that was 5 cardbacks that used to be cards in the 1980s that they brought back exactly as they were. If you haven't seen that video, please search for it and you'll find it. It's not that long ago that I uploaded it. This video is my top 5 cards. Could you see my hand there? Yes, my top 5 cards that are brand new, that are original Trilogy characters, that are brand new cards for that character. And here they are. Number 1, the Rebel Trooper. Now then, this is an awesome cardback, really nice. You just saw it in a star case, now it is out. The interesting thing about the vintage collection, back in 2011, was that on the back of the card you got a little bit of information. This is actually when the first Rebel Trooper came out, which was 1995 to 1997, in the Power of the Force 2 line. But it's just amazing that this guy is probably one of the first characters you see in the whole saga. But it's a beautiful cardback, it's a great figure as well inside, and it's just one that you think to yourself, why on earth did they not make a figure for this back in the 1980s or 70s as well even? But they didn't. But you've got it now, check it out. It is VC52, the Rebel Trooper. Amazing figure, good accessories as well. That's my first. My next figure, Dagobah Luke. Now, not only is it a really good figure inside, primarily, or more specifically, because of the head sculpt is pretty darn good. They've had trouble, Hasbro and Kenner, getting a good likeness for Mark Hamill, but I tell you what, they did not do a good job with this figure right here. Now, it's a decent figure, it's quite hard to get hold of, so it's if you want to get this guy loose, you're going to have to pay a lot of money for him loose, or if you want to open him out of a packet, you're going to have to spend a fortune to get this one. For whatever reason, he's really expensive, so that also adds a little bit more to the esteem of this figure in my collection. But I do like the cardback. It's a great idea to have Luke on Dagobah. The actual image, I'm going to be totally honest with you now, is a little bit fuzzy. But that's sometimes what you get on a vintage card. You get real images that they've taken from the movies, either a production shot or still from the movie footage. But that's one drawback with it. But in terms of the actual overall, you know, we discussed in the last video about the colour and everything. It's a nice card to look at, and it's, do you know what, he's hard to get hold of for a decent price now. But anyway, that's the VC44, is my number 2. Now, moving hastily on, here she is. It is Leia. This is my number 3 now. This is a great cardback, and again, talking about the esteem in terms of a dollar, pound, price value of figures, this one is another one that has rocketed in value. She can go between anything between 50 English pounds to 100. This is the more valuable version, the one that's got the straightforward name badge on the front there. They are quite expensive to get hold of, and here again on the back you see the original figure that came out for her, which wasn't in the 1980s, it wasn't in the original vintage line, of course not. It came out in 1995, and it was, there it was. And then we finally have her on a vintage card now, but as I say, that's what this top 5 list is all about for this video you're watching now. Figures like this that were never put in the 80s line but came out new between 2010 and 2012. And my third figure is Leia. Figure number 4, we're going to go back to the New Hope now, and I've decided to choose Tarkin. Another figure again, it's just got a massive price tag on him. He's gone up in value and up and up and up. The figure, I do not own it loose, unfortunately, so I could not tell you what it's like loose, but I've heard a few people griping about the soft cape there, and I've got to give Ben a little mention out here now. 101, I hope you're watching, Ben. I'm finally doing a video with Tarkin on, although you want me to do a vintage collection wish list of Tarkin in Rogue One, which I will try and do when I have the time. But anyway, VC98 is Tarkin, beautiful cardback. Unfortunately, this is the one figure I've got in my collection. I've only got one figure. All my figures here, you can see the Kenner badge on, except for this one. Now it's got the Darth Maul sticker on it, but I presume they've put it here because if it was any higher it would be covering his face, so kudos to whoever in the factory put it there. But it's such a shame that you can't see the Kenner logo, and I'm almost tempted to peel off the Darth Maul sticker, but that might make it lose its value, I don't know, because it's got a sticker on it. It's crazy that we can think like that. But anyway, here he is. Amazingly, he did not come out in the 1980s. I do believe as well he did come out in the Power of the Force 2 line. This figure, because it was later in the vintage line, does not have the same information on the back of it as this Leia does here, because they got rid of it, which is a shame. I hope you, Hasbro, yes you, Hasbro, you watching? You probably not, no, but still, I hope you bring that back. I did enjoy the history lesson on the back of those, although they did make some mistakes on some of the figures. And other geeks like me will notice it, but still, they said that the first figure or card back for this guy was that, and it was wrong. No, it was the... what do you call it now? The sneak preview card was the first ever back. That was the first ever card released for a clone trooper in 2001, I believe, or 2000 maybe. So there you go. But anyway, well, I've lost where I'm up to here. We were talking about Tarkin, and there he is. That is my number 4. Brilliant card back, amazing character, and again, just like that Rebel Trooper, it's probably added to the value of them as well. He's got a new lease of life with Rogue One coming out in 2060, the end of anyway. But great to see these characters. This guy's amazing. I love Peter Cushing, I love Tarkin. Let's move on to number 5. And my number 5 is... I lost R2! It's R2-D2, yeah, this is a great card back, and more importantly, what gets the votes in my little book is the fact that the figure is also good inside, also gives it more kudos in my mind. But yeah, this is a great card back. This is the first time this card back was made, and it obviously accommodates the drinks serving R2-D2 from the katana, and obviously a lot of collectors will be after this as well now. The katana is on the horizon, not for people in the UK. Annoying. I spit on your distribution, eh? No, they need to sort that out. We need the katana in the UK. But anyway, I'll calm down now. Anyway, some people will be after this now. A lot of people will be after him if they don't already have him. I think you can get him for a decent value. But R2 on the katana, serving drinks, is my number 5. And it's a great figure inside. If you take the drinks rack off, you're probably most likely going to be holding in your hands the best R2-D2 they've ever made in 3.75, dare I say. If you do not agree with that, please let me know which you think is your favourite R2. And finally, honourable mentions. Dr. Evazan, and it's just one of those cards as well. As I say, they brought these out. Any of these figures in this top 5 now, you'd think to yourself, why weren't they in the 80s? Well, I don't know, and this guy could have been in there as well. He is the only Cantina patron that really kind of talks, with more lines than just a or grunt or something, but there he is. And Bochek doesn't say anything, he's just whispering, isn't he? But this guy is really cool, and he sadly passed away, the actor who played him. But Dr. Evazan is my honourable mention there. Again, I don't know why, but I don't have this guy loose because I just haven't got around to getting him, but I will one day. And my other honourable mention is, well, there were 2 VC-23s. The first VC-23 was the original Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight outfit, and then they didn't improve it. They kind of put him in a different setting because there was never a card back for Luke on Endor, and there he is, and it's a great card back, that. But it's the same figure as well for the other VC-23, but I just love this card back because Luke just looks so surly there, you know. He's like a proper rebel. That's what he is there, a rebel. He becomes a farm boy to a pupil to a rebel / Jedi, obviously. And also that figure is amazing as well. I have done a video on that. If you'd like to see it, check it out. So anyway, there is my top 5 list there. The next video I'm going to make is, I have notes here, bear with me. Yes, my next top 5 list is going to be my top 5 updated figures, or card backs, updated card backs from the 1980s. Like this guy, and this guy is going to be on my list, the Emperor's Royal Guard, because that card back, that character came out in the 1980s, but not that card back. This is the card that came out in the 1980s, and then Hasbro, and I tip my hat to them because they've improved it and it's so much better. That's the new card, and I like it. That's my list. Thank you for watching. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only one.